I can imagine that. Like if you put that on, oh, look at Bundy. Look at Bundy. Yes. See, a little bit of good job, team. Like it. Like, held on second point, Route 66. Honestly, it's not too bad. First point, Route 66, though, a lot of teams can get stuck on it, so it feels bad, man. Do we need Rhine Shield? Maybe we can try without it. Maybe a Risa. Ooh. Or does everyone flank at front of it? You see, Route 66, like, let's talk about this, because this is actually a good point to sort of linger on. Like, good tanks first point Route 66, I'd honestly say, like, you're looking, primarily to me the ideal is you have a good Winston and a good Zarya, and you pair those both together. The reason why is you want to dislodge them off high ground. Winston is just very good at jumping on them, landing, doing a little bit of damage to everyone, doing a little bit more damage to everyone. When he left clicks out, he backs away, drops a bubble behind him, enemy team is trapped in a dome, they can't shoot out of it for 600 hit points. Zarya bubble builds up a lot of charge because Winston's just landing in the middle of them. It's all pretty good. I have gold damage. I think that's the Diva. So, spoiler, if you're a Diva player, Rusky72. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the many, my friend. If you're playing Diva and you have gold damage, it's fucking meaningless. Like, you've probably just shot the barrier a shitload. I think that was the Diva. Yeah, that was the Diva from last round. It's just like, you trying to use these statistics in Overwatch is the voice of reason, one more tank. I don't like Diva solo tanking, just because if they have a Roadhog, you just lose. You play Diva and tell about gold damage. He's not wrong.
Can you switch? Dude, seriously.
And again, this is, to me, this is the net result of all that jabbing in the bottom of the boat. And it's just, and again, this person, and the Mercy are all part of the same 3-stack. And you've got to try and be careful about this when you are in a stack. You've got to be very careful about this kind of thing when you're in a stack, where just trying to avoid mob mentality. This good use of the right click, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's finish this point. When you're in a stack, try and avoid. It's fine doing it kind of amongst yourselves a little bit. You'll see me, Ryan, and Miss sometimes do it. Oh, this guy's just not pulling his weight. He's just not doing very well. It just doesn't feel like this soldier is doing what he needs to do. It doesn't feel like this so-and-so, this Reinhardt's going a bit crazy. Something like that, but be very careful in public chats of just ganging up on people. Because it makes them feel terrible, it does nothing for your team. Again, it just contributes to sort of sabotaging your entire team. Okay, let's talk about Zenyatta right-click. So, this is actually a really nice use of it. Whenever you're approaching a corner, as long as you got on, especially if you got an Orb of Harmony, it should be on someone. Then I like the placement of it. I really do. We know that the soldier has to come back in. At least he should be coming back in. So soldier has jumped all the way out. He stood out in the middle of nowhere. He has to come back in, right? He has to either run this way, which will completely isolate him, with Diva, Pharah, Genji, Zenyatta potentially hunting him down, which is fine. So if he does that, he dies. Or he has to come in back this way. And so by putting the crosshair here and just drawing like a line, so what we want to do is just draw a line with it and hope that 1 or 2 orbs will hit. And what do you know? Orbs hit. And soldier explodes. We get a little bit lucky, like we aim up a bit and soldier basically jumps into it, but good use of it. Again, the team isn't out of the first corner. And all that's happened so far, really, is that this guy's been shouted at non-stop. And so, is it any surprise that he's not playing very well? Is it any shock that he's not playing with the team? Like, again, good hunting on this. I'd like to see the orb going on the Bastion. This is a good opportunity for us to do it. It should be, like, when they have a Bastion, it's a very high priority target, because it just means that Bastion can't sit out here in the open anymore. It means that any damage he takes, it's going to be pretty much instantly force him out, or force him to repair, stop his DPS a little bit. So putting the orb on the Bastion is definitely high priority. In terms of, like, priority targets, Bastion is priority number 1. We're number 1. Priority number 2 would be the Pharah, just to sort of help shut her down a little, because the combined DPS output of both of these is pretty freaking high. So if we put the orb on the Bastion, our team should be able to just get rid of it. The soldier should be able to kill it very quickly, or a single rocket on a discorded Bastion will deal a big chunk of damage. So yeah, we're giving our team like lots and lots of resources. Orisa will actually tear Bastion apart as well. It's honestly not too bad, but it's like, oh,
Behind you, Mia.
I was so shocked to see a team just sabotage so hard. This is where we want to be really careful. I noticed this one coming out. So someone's dying over here. Okay, and this is where like trying to think about what your team is doing and how your team is playing is sort of important. Genji's off on his own over here. This is sort of the advantage of the healer UI, as you can see very clearly what hero is which. Got a hero up here who's dead. Like, there's no way we're healing him. If he's out in the open, he's dead. Orisa's dead, because this is Orisa. This is pre-Uprising Orisa as well, I think, so yeah. He's just dead. Ha! We're kind of fucked. We don't want to be here in the middle of the road. Again, we want to be closer to this wall, especially after we put this heal orb on. We want to be tucking in this way. Or if we really feel risky, we can try and tuck in this way, maybe get a peek at something over here. But because everything is dead and nothing's with us, I would be feeling a bit scared. Because if anything pokes out here, it's just Zenyatta stood in like a fucking field. And like 3 miles in that way there's cover, 3 miles that way there's cover, but we're just like... So yeah, anytime you don't have like a barrier available to you, you want to be thinking, huh, I should probably be hiding because I'm pretty scared right now. I would have gone in, just tucked in this way, and I think maybe we could have been alright. We definitely would have done a little bit better, but like, and advancing forward once this Orisa dies, you just let this shit go. This is just a case of like, these two are dead. We try and retaliate a bit. We managed to jump down here, but the problem with going down this way is that Soldier can still sort of catch us. We want to be backing up as fast as possible. And yeah, Soldier just runs out, gets a rocket on us, and down we go. Team is very busy. He hates his team. You are trolling from start this game, and you are reported. And it's just like, the sad thing is, like, neither side was actually doing anything wrong at the start, if that makes sense. And this is why this game was partially so fascinating to me. A Helix rocket to a Sentry Bastion doesn't do that much. It does about 124 damage. Plus Discord Orb, it's more than half his hit points. Bastion has to rethink his positioning. It strips his armor from him, he's got to go. It makes Bastion wildly vulnerable. Wildly more vulnerable. You're basically setting up Bastion to get bursted. If I see a discorded Bastion and I'm Soldier 76, I rocket, left click, and he will just explode. So that's why that's so important. If it doesn't have the Discord Orb, then Bastion could probably get away. But anyway, focusing on this. It's like so strange to me that it got this bad from literally nothing almost. Of like a McCree who was struggling against a Pharah. Okay, that's fair enough, honestly. Because his team had a Junkrat in assistance on DPS, and the Pharah was still shut down, and you guys held on second. It wasn't like they stomped through regardless. So how did it get this bad? Well, it got so bad because I don't know if this triple Q came in tilted. I don't know if they are just very aggressive people. I don't know if they're somewhat, you know, toxic people, basically. I don't know, but it was just the case of like, regardless of how people are playing, they have thrown this game through negative attitude. And it's such like it's such a good example of like, this is how you can be a good player but still lose rating. And whenever someone says stuff like, oh, I'm in gold but I would be in platinum if I stopped having shit players on my team. Anytime someone says something like that, games like this instantly spring into my mind. And sometimes you get unlucky. Sometimes you do get unlucky. Sometimes you might just be struggling. But whenever someone says that, the first thought in my mind is, well, the only consistent thing in all those games is that player. And they're obviously frustrated by their teammates. So have they done something like take it out on their teammates? Have they done something like Oh my god, you guys are so fucking shit. I'm losing this game now. I'm not going to be platinum. Oh my god, what the fuck, you guys? Have they done that in some way or another and tilted their own team? Have they somehow self-inflicted that loss? And so when I saw this game, it was just like, how can a team just throw itself, jab its own boat? I should stop doing this motion now. Just stop jabbing its own boat super hard. Anyway, let's talk about Zenyatta. Let's talk about what we're trying to achieve here. So we've got support. Our team is just not working together. We're doing the best we can. Fine chilling into this. The fire rocket coming down here is an indicator for me that we should be looking up. Anytime you see where a fire rocket, like a fire rocket land, so here, we want to keep an eye on that fire. We want to see if she's dive bombing us. We want to see if she's coming for us. If she does start dive bombing us, we can maybe force a trade. Odds are that she'll probably kill us, but we can maybe get some damage into her. We can put a Discord orb on her, fire a couple of shots, and see what happens. Otherwise, I'm fine with this. Like, if the fire is backed off, then I'm fine with this keeping on shooting this. Let's try and put a Discord orb on something. That'll be my first priority, so we should probably stop the spam. A bit too late on the trance, and honestly, I wouldn't trance for this D.Va anyway. Like, it's just the D.Va, she's just lost her mech, and she's badly out of position anyway. We got sights, let's try and put the Discord on the sights, because we have this boost. Good. All the extra damage on Soldier might be enough to kill him. Nope, unfortunately not. They're just firing off ultimates, so okay, they've used all their ultimates. Maybe we can bring it around. Again, I haven't watched the rest of this video, but there's still 7 minutes of it, so I'm curious. I'm super curious as to what happens in the next 25 seconds, ladies and gents. Maybe it goes to a different game. Maybe in 15 seconds they turn it around. This inadequate reported. For trolling, don't make more stupid from yourself than you are. You are trolling and none want to play with it. It's just... Do they not know what trolling is? Whoa! Then we have lag. Holy shit. Holy shit, we are lagging like a bitch here. What to do with lag? Put Harmony Orb on something, put Discord Orb on something, and pray? Wow. Wow. Hopefully this calms down. We now have 500 ping. Luckily as Zenyatta, we can still be moderately effective. I actually like our decision there with the lag. Put Harmony Orb on something that needs it, put Discord Orb on something that could probably deal with it, and then just shoot the shit out of the barrier. We're in overtime. There's still a good 5 minutes on this video. Holy shit, is the comeback real? Good. This is a perfectly fine Discord Orb. This guy is just screwed. We can't put really on anything else. Now we really want to try and get onto the Soldier. Looks like Soldier gets killed anyway. Eventually he gets knocked off. Okay, let's put it back on the Mercy. Our ping is settled back down. Woo! So let's talk about like gameplay loop with Zenyatta. I haven't talked about gameplay loops in a little while, so this feels like a good sort of time to, I don't know, bring it back while we wait for the team to push forward. Zenyatta, priority number 1 is let's get our orbs out. We're having a high impact on the team. Our priority has to be, like, putting orbs out. Like, right now, I'd say we're wasting an opportunity, for example, to put a Discord orb onto the Bastion. Any damage we do with this right-click, the Soldier's already dealing it. The D.Va could already be doing it. The Orissa's already dealing it. We make this Bastion really uncomfortable as well. Don't underestimate the power of just making people uncomfortable. Genji's already dealing that damage. Like, we should be trying to get these orbs out. Good orb on the Soldier. This is where a call-out will be fine. Okay. The fact that Farah ulted into that kind of saved it. I'd say this is a little bit preemptive, but... like, Mercy kind of gets safe here, which is sort of why I'm a little bit uncertain of this decision, because you could have just tried to put the Harmony Orb on the Mercy instead of just diving in here, because no one else really needed this Transcendence. And even if Mercy died and we come in with Trance, we might still be okay. Although they do get the res off, but we're in a good position to deal some damage. And we have the bongo. Well, them funky bongo beats. Farah kills herself. Nice. Report me, please. Yeah. And this is a very winnable game. It's not thanks to you we are going forward, at least. Just jabbing, again, the bottom of the boat. Okay, where should our Harmony Orb be? I'm fine with us putting it on Soldier. It means that Soldier should feel a bit braver. It means he can do some more things. It means he could perhaps poke out. It should be on Genji as well if Genji's around. Although apparently he's gone AFK. So now he is reportable. But this is, again, like the net result of a whole bunch of things all happening at once. It's just like... I understand why this guy doesn't want to play. What he should do is just mute the team and just keep playing, but... when an enemy soldier is trying to flank like this, flankers are always a good high priority target for Discord orbs. Once we have our orbs out, then we're going to be looking for things to shoot. If we can make a fire uncomfortable, we should definitely be doing that. Otherwise, we should be shelling damage from long, safe distances into targets like Reinhardt, into targets like tanks. Stuff we could hit pretty easily, and we can just deal consistent damage into. Remember, part of the reason why we're bringing Zenyatta is we're bringing Zenyatta for extra damage on the team. Like, if you think about damage output as a team on the team as a whole, if you bring Mercy instead of Zenyatta, you are providing less damage overall. Oh! Oh! Jesus! He got so lucky there and we panicked a little bit. Because he was just stood still. I totally get why we came this way though. I think you've technically made the right move, but he's done something unpredictable, which is you see that he's dragged the mouse to the side, or he's just sidestepped. He's thought that Soldier's going to run, because he's just taken a shitload of damage. Soldier instead runs out and just blows us up. Like, this is where Zenyatta gets scared of flankers. Like, you see how fast we just die. So yeah, that kind of sucks. No Fortify on the Orisa. Oh no, Genji's back in. Okay. And now things are scary. But right, so we should be shelling out damage. We should be staying behind the team. We would definitely want to be in the back line, unless there's a lot of flankers. Nice Genji doesn't use his ult. Like, this is where I'd be like, nice Junkrat, didn't do shit. You know, this is where my snark starts rising, because this guy is just... Like, I am without fault. I am without fault. I have zero fault. Let's blame this guy. It's tilting just watching it. But yeah, if they have like tracers, Genji, stuff that's flanking around heavily, then we want to tuck in a lot more. If you are ever scared for your life, like if you have a tracer following you, a good idea is to just tuck in, stand next to Reinhardt, so the tracer has to come close to you and close to the Reinhardt therefore, so she'll take some damage. Put healing orb on that. Good job. Put it on the Mercy. Let's try and get round. Discord that first. Or, like, this might sound really weird, but just put a Discord orb on it first. The amount of time it takes to put the Discord orb on it, usually other people are also reacting to this and shooting it, and then your damage as well will be a little bit higher. It's my gut reaction to try and boost the team's damage overall, rather than trying to boost my own. Got a bongo. Let's try and get this Bastion. Good. Notice how uncomfortable this Bastion's got to be. You notice how good we are at trading with him. Like, we can just now wait and tuck in and just try and buy ourselves all the time. Or Bastion, you know, just steps out and kills us because no one hunted him down. There we go. Bastion now getting hunted. Good. And holy shit, we might win this. This wouldn't also be a bad time to swap to Lucio, by the way, just to get back to the fight a little bit quicker. We could still, like, Zenyatta's not too bad for coming from spawn. But once the team starts, especially getting around this corner, we start struggling to provide healing from a range. Like, if the payload was about here, you know, around this corner, then we'd be okay on the Zenyatta, because we could provide healing when we can't turn the corner, but as Lucio, we'd be able to get in a lot quicker. So a Lucio swap there wouldn't have been too ill-advised. I don't even. To be a girl from Tumblr. I can't even right now. I cannot even. I don't know. Also, I'm noticing green fuzz. Up that a bit. There we go. There goes the green fuzz. You totally don't deserve to win, kid. Good job, Zenyatta. Thanks, man. Honestly, I would have issued, like... I'd probably issue 3 reports, and I just report the group of 3. Like, because honestly, I think they were just bullying. And that was the shocking thing to me this entire game, was like, I've never seen a team so desperate to throw away its own fucking match as these guys, as these 3 people. just like ganging up on someone, making them feel totally like shit, and then expecting them to listen. It's just like, how do you negotiate? How do you negotiate with people like that? Okay, let's finish up with a couple of comments about the Zenyatta, because I feel like I've sort of neglected the Zenyatta a little bit, and this has sort of been Coaching the Many. Let's watch 3 people tilt the shit out of someone on their team, and then somehow scrape a win out of the game.
Watch out, Lucio.
So right, Zenyatta. Healing would have been nicer, like, if on a normal team lineup, on a normal team that was functional and was somewhat playing as a unit, our Orbs of Harmony would have been absolutely superb on Zenyatta. Zenyatta very fittingly works extremely well with his people. It means Genji can get away with doing a lot. It means that Deflect, for example, gives Genji a good, like, 4 seconds where the Healing Orb just picks him all the way back up. Genji's evasion is that much stronger. It's a really good combo. Our Transcendences felt very reactive. And reactive in a bad way. Like, we were, like, Roadhog was firing off ultimates, and we were just, like, panicking and then pressing Q. The biggest example of that I can think of was the one that happened, like, back here, where this Roadhog comes out, and we just press Q for some reason. Like, we've already kind of won this fight. They're not really advancing forward. Our team is okay. No one's dying. It's just sort of the 2 tanks left. And we Transcendence this. We don't really need it. Luckily, the enemy team didn't have that many, like, huge wombo combos. They just sort of had the Pharah to try and barrage through it. So that was the only thing we really could be scared of, and Soldier 76 ult, of course, as well. Soldier ult is absolutely a good time to Transcendence. We used it one time, I think, further on. Just a Soldier ulted. No, it was earlier on, even. So Soldier ulted, we Transcendence. It's fair enough. Like, you feel your butthole pucker. Mercy's gone down. Actually, no, we Transcendence and then Soldier ults. Something's fucky there. In theory, this is fine. Soldier ults, we Transcendence. Let's pretend that went in the correct order. The big thing I would say, that, like, you got to be careful with Transcendences is try and put your old Discord up. Like, if they fired off Graviton Surge, don't stop to put the Transcendence out, but just try and hope that Transcendence is up on something. And this is why I find it super important to just make sure that your orbs are constantly out, because if you want to do stuff like use right-click, or like to do stuff like want to use Transcendence, if your orbs aren't already out, then you have no opportunity to place them, and then it just sort of gets frustrating, and then you're not using your kit to full power. Why has autofocus come back on the webcam? What is my webcam doing today? Save settings. Thank you.